Hey yo, what's up? What's up, peeps? God, the mic that I have is good and bad at the same time. But anyway, this is just gonna be quick. This isn't supposed to be any real thing. My audience. I'm not really looking because key reason why popularity seems like a horrible thing. Hold on. There we go. I think that should help a little bit. But anyway, so I'm a big fan of, big-ish. The Amazing Digital Circus is a good show in my opinion. I've enjoyed it along with a lot of other productions on Glitch. I also enjoy Has-Been Hotel, which is something that people tend to have mixed opinions on. Lots of people hate on the show or whatever, or they hate the creator, which impacts the decision, or perhaps it's just the fatherless behavior bullshit that continues to go down. To where we have all these people going off in very toxic directions, which can affect creators' mental health, which is also why most creators eventually down the line do not want to talk to you, and also why I don't tend to want to talk to most of the fandoms that I'm a part of. The toxicity can run very deep. I like to enjoy the show from the shadows, but apparently just... And this has been a long progression of the drama. I don't really like to talk about drama or my own opinions because in the grand scheme of things, my opinions aren't all that important, and I don't want them to influence other people, but their opinions are and aren't important. Blah blah blah, plus fighting, toxicity. Prefer to be obscure. However, what I wanted to talk about is the fact that Amazing Digital Circus, apparently. I don't keep up other than the occasional random news that YouTube will provide about it on my page, and I don't like to get too invested. But apparently, just like the hatred that G-pop gets, it is affecting Gooseworks and her animations and stories and all that. I think what people tend to fail to realize is at the end of the day, the art that is produced is a gift to you, the viewer. You are the one who participates in watching it, and if you do not appreciate it, then you do not deserve to be here. At the end, it's a thing to where the people believe that artists should take their opinions into consideration when it's their project. And I get it, you want to see what you want to see, you're interested in the show, you want to, or whatever piece of media that you're into. But at the same time, you can't continue to get all up in arms when it doesn't meet your standards or satisfaction, or whatever else opinions that you have on the world or otherwise. But you hear a whole bunch of people spitting out vitriol quite often. And it's kind of frustrating, but it's getting to the point where it's starting to affect creators. And I think people forget that there is plenty of instances to where the fandom has attacked the creators online or whatever else. And it's not always the physical form, and sometimes it gets into very, very questionable situations to where people do things that can cause real-world issues. Not always, but either way, we forget that if we continue to do stuff like this and act like, oh my god, if we do this, they're going to be forced to bend the knee. It does not happen. Not usually. And I know as an artist myself, I may not be a professional, because a professional means making money off of it. I do not want to go through that nonsense at the moment. But the point of the matter is, this is also not scripted, so... But a thing that I want to mention is that there are times too where the pressure of being in the limelight can get to the creator, and it would get to me too. I have moments to where even small interactions to where I've had negative feedback that makes absolutely no sense to me. It's just absolute dog crap of a feedback. And if you get famous and popular like Vivzipop or Gooseworks, you have to deal with that on a massive scale if you choose to involve yourself with the fans of your production. And you will have so much shit to sort through. It's better to... That's just why I would not, as a creator, want to be involved in social media with my creations at all. I rarely want to be involved with social media in general. But a creator can have a falling out, and the reference that I'm going to bring up, I have not specifically watched this anime, but I heard of the falling out that happened, and it devastated me. I don't remember the details. It was just so sad, to where a fandom harasses the creator so badly, despite boundaries being put in place by the creator. They said, don't do this, please stop this, and the quote-unquote fans of the piece of media refused. And they're like, yeah, if we do this... I don't know what their goal is. I don't think they might have a goal, because it can end up like this anime. And let me move this out of the way. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Or, I can't pronounce things, excuse me. But, that particular piece of media had a super problematic issue from what I remember. And instead of getting the ending that they wanted, it got rewritten into something that potentially nobody was happy with, not even the creator themselves. Because if you harass an artist, a creator of any kind, they will lose passion for their project. They will no longer want anything to do, as Gooseworks apparently has said. They want nothing more to do with their project. They have Steph already, I think. Sorry, I don't keep up, so I usually use the neutral. And I heard people don't like that either. I take it all. But excuse me. Apologies. However, she has lost passion for her creation and wants nothing more to do with it, and that's eventually what happens. I remember there have been times too, minorly, not as on a grand scale as Gooseworks, that when you get enough hatred and whatever, and it doesn't even take an outside force to cause you to lose passion for your own project. But a lot of times an outside force and whatever else, it still gets to you. And there's everyday life for the creators in question. They have things that they're dealing with outside of their show that you don't know about, and you think that you know about, but you don't. You've never met them. You don't know what's going on. You've heard rumors and screenshots and gossip. But there wasn't any one thing or the other. It's just devastating to me to see that shows or things that have wonderful potential can be absolutely tarnished because a creator gets too involved in their own fandom. A fandom that is supposed to be supportive of the person creating the work that they're so passionate about. You don't deserve the content that you consume if you're willing to, I don't know, go that far. I agree with a lot of people that there isn't enough consequence for these people. It's the internet. I mean, there can be. The internet isn't as safe, but either way, it's just so upsetting. It's also why I don't want to be in that type of situation. If I like to create art by myself, even it would help if I had some sort of following, a way to, because it hurts to know that creators, once they get popular, and it doesn't even have to be actor, any type of person who reaches a fame within their particular field is subjected to this type of thing. No matter where they go, they're recognized, and people will have opinions. And opinions that most of the time have no weight or matter because they don't know what they're talking about. And it just ruins it for the creator. It's so sad to know that there are so many people that lose passion for the things that they used to love and that they were previously so excited for because some idiot, more than one, idiots come along and start spitting out the same freaking thing. They act as if the media that they're consuming, they're entitled to it, but they aren't. They are not entitled to someone else's work. This is something that you get to watch because they chose to share it. And without it, you'd have nothing. If you want something, create your own, whatever. Do not come at someone who's creating out of their... It's the same thing. I hear so much about Husband Hotel and oh my god, did you know? Did you hear? Oh my god, that's not funny. That's not funny, Vivzy. That's not funny. Oh my god. Like, who cares what you think? She doesn't know how to write. She's not the only one. She's not really the only one writing the show. You're not insulting her. You're insulting anybody who worked on the project. It's not just a singular person working on these projects. It's multiple people. You're insulting them all. And I'm sure it feels bad for the person heading the project, having to watch everyone beat down the people who decided to join them on the project. I mean, to a degree, it's horrible. And they don't think about how it would feel the shoe on the other foot. And they go, well, who cares? They have opinions and thoughts that I don't agree with. Have they ever specifically talked to you about their own? And then when they do talk about their thoughts in public fashion, it's always met with rage. You know, when I talk about my own projects to people, it's never well thought out, especially when it's supposed to be a lax situation. It's more like idea throwing than actual what it's going to be. And some of it might actually be there, some of it might not. I just don't understand. I don't. To a degree I can, to a degree I can't, but it's so frustrating. It's just such a hateful place. It's always been for me. That's why I don't interact with many people. Not many open-minded individuals who are willing to come at a neutral standpoint, or either way, if you want your show to tank and the creator to decide to explode and not give you anything, not give anyone anything, because they're not happy. They're not happy anymore. Their project has become ash in their mouth where it was previously ambrosia. They got a kick out of it, and then you soiled it. Insert SpongeBob soiled it meme. I don't know, I just wanted to come on and bitch about it for a second. Because I continue to hear things like this, where everybody always has to have this negative opinion. And I know there are people with positive opinions, I've seen them too. Ones that take a more neutral standpoint and try to... Most of it that I've seen is always, I hate this creator. Why do you hate them? You don't know them. It's a bad show. That's your opinion. That's my opinion, they say. And then they scream and cry, and then they get mad, and they say you're a horrible person. I don't know. Maybe be quiet for a little while. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. I'm sorry if you're gonna get all butthurt and childish about it and go back to Weenie Hut Juniors. Like juniors, not just Weenie Hut Juniors, like Weenie Hut Junior. Because that's how you're acting. It's how a lot of you are acting. Chill. I have plenty of negative criticisms on lots of people lots of artists that I have displeasure with, but to go and attack them is a bit much. I just don't interact with them. Don't interact with the art. Decide to write my own things, as most people suggest. Write your own fanfiction, do your own art. And then some probably would come back with, oh my god, I'm not privileged enough to know how to do art and I can't. But that's fine. If that's how you feel, then I guess so. Sorry, that's life. That's life, man. I don't have that many resources. So I have resources, but not as much. Still. Derailed. I just kind of wanted to ramble. I tend to ramble when I don't feel good, so a lot of my bullcrap should only be taken with a grain of salt. But there is some truth to this one, I think. It's just... And again, that's not scripted, so my wording might not always be correct. And all that. But I don't know. If Gooseworks chooses to go the Neon Genesis route, I wouldn't blame them. And I wouldn't be entirely mad either. I mean, it would be disappointing, of course. But I couldn't blame a creator that has gone through so much bullcrap for eventually terminating their own project. I mean, it's their right. If they have no passion, it wasn't going to be wonderful anyway, and she's already admitted that, she doesn't want to touch this at all after it's done. So you can only imagine that she's regretful of sharing at this point. And then they blame the creators for having an emotional breakdown. But if you had the shoe on the other foot and you had a big project that you were super proud of and you just got kicked, and even when you tried to explain yourself, kick. It doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you do. The people who were supposed to be in support of you and the piece of media that you so graciously chose to share. So what's the point? And you're going to get mad if creators decide to tank their own show because you were nasty? It's toddler behavior. I destroyed the thing and you didn't fix it. I mean, I cry about things. I have my moments of being a toddler, but this is really sad. Super sad. And I kind of hope that... I have some hope, but it's very hard when you know that a lot of fandoms or quote-unquote fans have ruined spaces, and it's why I don't feel safe being in fandoms. I don't feel safe being on social media. I don't want to talk to people. I want to enjoy things from my corner in the shadows. These are prime examples of that. Even the art community, any community that you try to become a part of, there's so many bad eggs, and the bad eggs are the ones that have the loudest voices, and the ones that decide to be the most aggressive and egregious. I mean, I guess they have poor home lives or whatever, but that doesn't matter. That really doesn't. It doesn't matter that you didn't get enough attention or you had this tragic backstory. It doesn't. You don't treat people like this. You don't treat the world like this. I mean, I guess a lot of people do. But like, do you really want to be another who does the same damn thing, parroting the same grievances over and over again, acting like you're not at all to blame for some of the issues? I see it. I see it all the time. And then, I mean, then you could say, well, I'm not the one interacting with... Yeah, you're not technically on scene for the show, but you're definitely there being the heckler that will not go away. You could ban the account and you'd still keep coming. You'd come back. And there's even more to where there's the harassment of the voice act. Like, I even heard today that there was a guy, there was a 14-year-old that was, and I get it, they're a child, but we need to stop giving these people attention as well. They'll just keep doing it. It's kind of like when a toddler decides to show very bad behavior and act like they're the cock of the walk. You don't encourage it, you just ignore them. Like, the best thing, and you go, but if you ignore them, yeah, but you have to. Because if you starve them of the attention that they're craving, they'll learn that that's not the way to get their attention. But that's not how it works here. Everybody has to put their nose in someone else's business. I doubt many people will see this, but that's fine. Again, this is my channel where I just rant about, or just do art, or occasionally pop on when I'm not feeling good mentally and physically to ramble. People always say there used to be a day where things were fine. To me, that's always seen the toxicity on the internet. It only got worse when more people started using it. Just like being in public, really. I mean, there's a few good eggs. There are a few good eggs. Then there are the nasty ones that decide to make themselves a part of your lives when you just wish that they'd leave because they stink up the room and ruin your mental health. But I guess that's just how it is. And I hope that Gooseworks and Vivzy continue to thrive despite the... And I don't know them. I don't know what their personal business is. I've heard so many he said, she saids about Vivzy or anybody else, and I don't really care. It's not my business. Not my business. It's not. And again, I don't know them personally, so how am I supposed to say for sure? Doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. Either way, as a artist and creator, I hope that they'll find their way and be able to face that. I know Goose is having more trouble with it, but I mean, Vivzy has held pretty strong so far. She's pretty resilient that I can see. But I've also heard that she's also pretty tired about it, and understandably so. Like, honestly, people find the most asinine things to complain about. It's really preposterous, really ridiculous. Just wish people would... I mean, that was the... If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all, or just stick to your corner of the world. And just... If you want to... just badmouth them. And there's a difference between, like, full-on badmouthing to the point that you're willing to debate or form a different opinion and talk it out to try to form an understanding. And then there's what a lot of people continue to go through, which is just eventually just turns into more of the same piss poor. And there are some people who bring up valid criticisms, but again, it's not really your show. There are plenty of criticisms, but it's still good. I mean, some pieces of media you just need to turn your brain off for. Can't get too hypercritical. If you want a show that revolves around your preferences, make it yourself. I can't make a show. Again, I hear you. There's so much going on in my life. I want to do animation and voice acting and all this stuff for myself. I want to create my own story, my own thing. And right now, I'm not able to. I said this is going to be short. I always lie with that stuff. I'm almost done. It's going to be short. There's no lies. But the point is just mind your own business. You can have opinions, but I'm very tired of these opinions being so hateful and aggressive. There's no room for conversation. It's just hatred for hatred, or maybe you're sad and angry that you're not getting attention. I don't know. You're not thinking your own things clearly, so you take it out on other people. And you're anonymous on the internet, so who cares? Yeah? I don't know. But, it's just... I get it. To a degree, if you're not creative and you hear do it yourself, it's probably frustrating. I used to get frustrated at the idea I would have to do it myself. And I still do sometimes, because I'm mentally, and the way that the world is going, there's little room for any of it. Little room for fun. But that doesn't mean you should be blaming the people who are putting the media out there for you. Especially indie creators. You always scream for no more Hollywood, no more big corporations stepping in and kicking everyone. I mean, but then you turn around and you go, ew, I don't like it that you're managing your own show and you're not giving us what we want. The creator is not obligated to your preferences. It's their show, their piece of media, their creation, not yours. So, I don't know. You're not entitled to be a part of the storyboard committee or whatever. Create your own story. Or maybe imagine in your head. That's just ridiculous. Leave people alone. And to agree, I also have moments where I might leave a nasty comment because I'm very upset, but I barely do that. And when I do, I feel bad. I should have thought things through, should have, could have, would have becomes the issue. I just don't know. I wish people were a little bit more civil with each other. We're able to think together instead of continuing to beat each other down over minor differences. Even the major ones. We can't come together and figure ourselves out, but I guess we're all supposed to be angry and afraid these days. So little room for thinking. Too tired, too angry, too afraid. So we take it out on the things we like and things we don't like. But I do hope that even if the show doesn't tone out because Gooseworks has lost her passions, that she'll be able to find passion in something else. And not have to deal with so much of this. So this isn't an isolated incident. There are plenty of incidents where you hear of the quote-unquote fans attacking a creator because it didn't turn out the way that they wanted it to. Wasn't the way they wanted it, or oh my god, I hate A, B, and C. This joke is... Media literacy is very fragile right now. I don't think anybody really has it. Nor nuance. Again, people have made good points on why some might be a little upset, but to be upset on levels that you're potentially sending death threats or saying some very nasty things. I don't know. It's a bit ridiculous. Yeah? Yeah, I think so. But I think I'd stop here. I have other things I would like to do. I just wanted to vent for a minute. And it's like, if you're venting on the internet, then people have the right. Like, okay, if they come to my channel, I barely have anybody watching. It's mostly a channel for me, and that's true. I put it out on the internet too. But I don't have to debate you. This is my space. I can talk to you, but if you're not civil, I don't care. And again, this is rambling. This isn't thought out entirely. This is for me. This is for me. And sometimes you have to put out bad takes on occasion, and I don't think this is a bad take. A lot of people feel maybe you should be a bit more civil. But sometimes there is the occasional time where you just put something out there knowing that people might not like your opinion. It's my way of saying that I have the right to my opinion, even if you might not understand it. Same as anyone else. Alright, take care everyone. Bye 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 bye.